You are listening to Larry Conners, USA.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
This is Larry Conners USA. Larry Conners USA.
I woke up this morning, got myself a gun. Mama always said I'd be the chosen one.
We should also ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines in this country. And we should also eliminate gun manufacturers from the immunity they receive from the Congress. If I get one thing on my list, the Lord came down and said, Joe, you get one of these, give me that one. Because I tell you what, there would be a come to the Lord moment these folks would have real quickly. But they're not. They're not. They're exempt.
President Biden, earlier this morning, this is April the 8th, 2021. There was President Biden laying out the plan for gun control, the beginning of gun control. And that would include allowing gun makers to be sued, not because there's a defect with the weapon. Car manufacturers are often sued because there's a defect with the car that they put out, and that's why you have all the recalls. But I don't know of anybody that's been suing the car makers because somebody driving the car suddenly decided to run into a crowd of kids or something. Now, if the driver says, well, the car took control, I had, it's an automatic car or a driverless type car, supposedly, or I couldn't get the car to turn the way I wanted, then you're going to go into a manufacturing defect issue. But just because someone takes a vehicle and rams it into someone, that's no reason to sue the car maker. So you know and see clearly there's no reason to sue gun manufacturers because someone takes a gun and uses it in a crime. It is against the law to commit certain crimes, such as murder, such as using a gun for a robbery. That's also against the law, and they used a gun. Okay. And for anything else along that line, yes. But the gun didn't do it. The person with the gun decided to do it. And it will not stop. It will not stop at just reference killing or maiming or hurting people, innocent people. You a Bambi lover? Some of you might be. I haven't hunted deer for decades. I've got some nephews that hunt all the time, and that's fine. I got many friends that hunt. I mean, if you're looking for them at the beginning of deer season, you're not going to find them. They're off in the woods trying to get that first buck or doe, depending on what permit they have. And we have to do that to thin the herds out some so disease doesn't ravage them. But if you're a Bambi lover, you might say, I think we should sue the gun makers because they're using guns to kill Bambi. And President Biden said the Second Amendment is not absolute. It's right there in our Constitution, but he's declaring it's not absolute. This is just beginning. And what continues, of course, is what's happening at the border. And VP Harris still not going to the border, hasn't been holding any news conferences on answering what she is going to do or going to go to the border or what is happening when she was tasked by President Biden to kind of deal with that down there because he just wanted to wash his hands of it. And she knows he stuck me with a dirty job and I just don't want to do it. So I'll go to Chicago and get some cake. Yeah, that's what she did the other day. But, of course, the White House spokeswoman said she stopped to get a snack. Don't pick on her for that. We're not picking on her for that. We're picking on her for the fact, what is she actually doing at the border if she's going to? Because it's getting worse. And Mayorkas, Department of Homeland Security, is going again. Maybe Harris thinks it's just beneath her. She's a vice president now. This close to being president. So that could be beneath her to go down there and deal with all of those people. We're going to be joined also this next couple of hours by John Daniel Davidson, political editor of The Federalist. His point, Republicans who won't stand up against the left are worthless. What do you think? And Joel Griffith, federal tax expert with Heritage, how the Biden tax plans will damage our economy and your family. And Major League Baseball, apparently behind the scenes, was being encouraged by Stacey Abrams to pull the All-Star game from Atlanta. That she was in talks with him saying, yeah, let's pull it, yank it. And then, of course, on the public image said, don't go. Don't go. It's important to us. It's important to our community. Don't go. And yet she supposedly was inside saying, pull it. She wanted her own people to suffer and then blame it on the Georgia election law. Talk about being two-faced. We've got a lot to cover over the next 2 hours. You do not want to miss any of it. Lock and load. Ready. On the right.
You can hear podcast of this program at Larry Connors USA Facebook. Larry Connors USA Facebook.